And now playing the Beatles in here as well. Could this experience get any better?
Like, when I first came to the US, this was like, oh, I'm in the US, you know? Oh, Jesus. Just kidding.
Of course, thank you so much.
I think we should do Sweet Home Alabama.
7 times. So it's very English weather, but the context of what's happening today is that Franny, who is amazing and wonderful and I appreciate endlessly, has managed to get me and her a tour around the US Capitol building, which is very, very cool. Franny, wave at the camera. So, Matthew from the future here. Basically, the way that visiting Congress works, in non-pandemic times, you have to get you can just like apply normally as a tourist. However, what I have done, or what Franny has done moreover, is that you can ask your sitting like senator or congressman to basically like get someone in his office to organize a tour for you. So the guy giving us a tour is basically like, it was really great. It was like the most junior person in Pat Leahy's office. And Pat Leahy is one of 2 Vermont senators, the other one being Bernie Sanders. Yeah, so he gave us around the tour. He gave us a tour around the Capitol that Franny had kind of procured, and that's why there's a lot of Vermont-themed chat throughout this episode. This is a picture of Pat Leahy and Obama celebrating Pat Leahy's birthday together since he spent it on Air Force One. So there's a cake at the bottom, pretty cool. So it's actually really interesting that we couldn't actually go into the the bit where all of the congressmen go. What's it actually called? Like the floor, I guess. And the reason for that is because Congress was in session, and the thing that they were in session for is they were debating, or they were voting on Ketanji Brown Jackson's nomination to the Supreme Court, which is pretty cool, especially because I'd been in the African American Museum all morning, and the African American Museum is really like emotionally harrowing. And like you learn stuff like the fact that the Capitol building was like built by slaves using bricks mined by slaves. So it was quite nice to have some like, you know, positive like history thing happening after that. Otherwise it just all would have got a bit much. But yeah, so this is me being in Pat Leahy's office, like where I met the staffer and the tour guide and stuff. Just like watching the nomination go on in the background. This is the underground train system for getting between all the Senate buildings.
Roads and whatnot, so the senators can get there. I think it is, they have 15 minutes to get to the Senate chamber. So if they're kind of close, they can take that. Look right over. Very strong columns. The Capitol itself, the dome, weighs 9 million pounds, or 9 million tons, sorry. No, 9 million pounds of cast iron. So these 40 columns are extremely necessary. There's 13 statues here. And so there's one for each founding colony, each founding state. So the first 13 states, unfortunately, Vermont. 14. So. Right underneath here is where was meant to be buried. But that's why it's called a crypt, because originally supposed to house his body. You also see that star there. That is technically the center of the city, the center of like the 4 different quadrants of the city. So,
ooh, volcanic stone. Alright, not bad. Not bad.
An Italian artist by the name of Constantino Bermidi made that, and you see, it's hard to see from down here, but GW is right there in the bottom right, George Washington.
Oh yeah.
So it's like the deification of GW, because it's up there with a bunch of different Roman gods. Also Liberty and Victory are up there. And you see the banner that they're holding up, some of the gods. It says E Pluribus Unum, which is our country, out of many one, our country's official motto. So this is this is the old House Chamber. It's now the National Statuary Hall. So like I said, each state gets 2 statues. We have Ethan Allen, and we have Jacob Collimer. Jacob Collimer, our second statue, is down this hallway. Unfortunately, it's blocked off because the house is like literally right down the hallway.
When you say this is the old House Chamber, as in like the house used to meet in here?
Yes, yes. So the House of Representatives used to carry out their business in this room.
Up to your state to do that. They
That's some fun facts
have to
about
pass legislation. Yeah. Legislature.
Franny, what did you think of the tour?
It was great. I wanted to ride the subway.
Were you happy to meet your fellow Vermonters?
He's from Shelter.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, he's from Vermont. It was great. He knows exactly where I live.